I am excited to share with you the one thing that got me excited when I first started Toastmasters. I was the 20th charter member for a club 20 years ago, and then soon after, we discovered this document, Club Success Plan. And we will share during the next 40 to 50 minutes about how we can understand it better and then work with it. I don't have a PowerPoint presentation, but I will share my screen so you can see live, step by step, how easy, how fun, and how meaningful this entire subject is. Now, if I scroll over here through the webcams and I look at you, many of you I do know personally, but so many of you I don't yet. I could make a statement and I could bet $1 million if I would have $1 million to bet. But I could bet $1 million something about each of you. I know something about you that is 100% true. I know that every human being at least once, if not plans, to have some sort of success in life. With other words, I can bet that none of us over here today have the intention or the plan to fail. I don't think that Joe or Gennady or Sophia look themselves in the mirror and say, oh, I wonder, how can I fail today? How can I make my life a failure? How can I just mess things up in my life, in my family, in my community? But quite the opposite. All of us, embedded deep in our DNA, we have the desire to thrive, to win, to succeed. And that is something extremely positive. Now, to continue the analogy, I do not believe that any club in Founders District, at the beginning of the year, the club executive committee meets and say, hey guys, as the president, I want to excite you and I want to plan with you on how we can make this club fail. How many of us are there? 23 members today? Okay, let's plan. Let's have a plan of bringing down the numbers to all the way to 6 or 7. Just at the end of the year, it's going to be just the 7 of us. I believe that conversation never happens in our clubs. But on the contrary, I believe that all club presidents and officers have at least the desire, the slight idea of, hey, how could we work together to achieve success as a club? Not just for the name of success, but what the success translates to in our weekly, bi-weekly, monthly meetings. People, guests coming, in flocks to our meetings and wanting to sign membership applications, people giving speeches. And using that analogy, I want to use it as the starting point for the conversation for the club success plan. And before we go any further, does anyone want to disagree with what I just said? Not because I'm district director, not because this and that, but do you truly believe that what I just shared is true for you personally and for your club? Well, if that's the case, it just remains to see, okay, how can we understand, learn, and use this practical tool to make that dream of success a vibrant reality in our personal community or corporation? And I have a curiosity, how many of us have used the Club Success Plan? Again, it became mandatory this year, but it was around since 2013 when I joined Toastmasters. Okay, I see Mary raising her hand. I'm scrolling. I see Kathy Tipton, Diana, and a few other people raising their hands saying, yeah, and David as well, of course, David Gennady. So some of us are familiar with, yes, let's start AI companion. And one more thing, let's start recording. No, it's recording. That's good. I will be sharing my screen and then proceed to the club success plan. We learned earlier in the day during the club quality presentation that this is the club success plan. And we have, so we use the club success plan to meet the metrics of Toastmasters International, to make the DCP work for our club, to get our club to distinguished, select distinguished, presidents distinguished, and Smedley distinguished. So I'm not
It's
going.
not visible. It's not visible.
Is my Safari not visible?
It's not visible. No.
Share. How about now? Is it visible? Do you see my
Yes.
Safari?
Yes.
Yes, it's there now.
All
Yeah, it's up
right,
now.
good. You don't see my bank account. You don't see my passwords. Okay, good. If you
Oh, I thought you were showing us your bank account. I got the screenshot. It's good.
So we're not going to spend a lot of time into, dissecting the DCP right now, but we are going to underline the fact that if your club plans to be successful, starting this year, completing and submitting the club success plan is not optional, is mandatory. It's a qualifying requirement. So at the end of the year, June next year, you can have 10 goals, 25 members, or even more, and you don't have the club success plan submitted by September 30th, your club is not going to be Smedley distinguished or distinguished, select distinguished. Therefore, this is the first thing that must happen. Your club sits down, club officers, with the members as well, as you will see in a little bit, and work on the club success plan. Now, when I got the email last year, learning about the fact that club success plan will be a mandatory requirement to qualify for distinguished status, my PQD heart at the time grew 10 times bigger, because I find it so useful that we will spend 30 minutes, an hour, or 2 hours strategically thinking about the future of our club, painting a picture of the future, and then developing a plan on how to get there. I'm not going to read it for you, but this is, a very helpful resource that help the club officers and the members strategically plan the year. And again, I'm not going to repeat what we already learned from David, that failing to plan is planning to fail. We all know that. It's pretty common sense. If there are any questions up to this point about the club success plan, and I'm trying to scroll through, just come off mute because I can't see everybody at the same time. And I can definitely, you can fill the form online. Yes, we will go into that. That's the next step of the interaction that we have. We will be going into my Toastmasters account. So this is my Toastmasters account. I hope that everybody can see it. Okay, David says he can see it. And over here, we go into what we have. If you're a club officer, you will have this button. In Leadership Central, you go in Club Central. No matter what club officer position you have access to the club success plan. So it doesn't matter if because for example, this year I'm serving in Smedley Chapter 1 as the treasurer. So I am acting as the treasurer right now. And even though treasurer, it's a lower ranking position in the officers, I still have access to the club success plan. And I have asked permission from the president to show or to walk through the club success plan of Smedley Chapter 1. So I'm clicking on the club success plan and waiting a little bit because it loads. And if you have not touched this button, then as David said in the club quality presentation, you will have two options: to do the club success plan online as it's recommended, or to do it on paper. If you do it on paper, it's going to be this PDF. We can leave the link and we can, you can follow it later. But again, it's the easiest, the most fun to do it online. Therefore, the club success plan has 6 components. 6 components, and we will go one by one. And we need to complete them all. We need to complete them all before this button becomes active and allows us to submit the club success plan. So we need to go through all of them. If you want to follow live in your account, that's totally fine. But if you want to pay attention to my screen, then that's okay as well. So I would start with this. They say it's optional. The committee values and processes. So you click the button start, right? And again, this is done probably at a club executive meeting where all 7 are there, or how many of them you have, and you begin the process. Let's just hope that Toastmasters website works with us today. So again, over here, it helps guide us by talking about the club executive committee values. Of course, we have the 4 values of Toastmasters International: the integrity, respect, service, and excellence. If you have any other values you want to type in here, you can just say, we will also be guided by friendship and what? The push. Meaning we will push one another to do better, to go the extra mile, right? And you can put an entire paragraph. You have 500 characters to put, the description of your values. Then the interactions you need to establish so that everybody will agree how we will be communicating. Is it WhatsApp group? Is it text messages? Is it email? When we're gonna call? You put all those details over here: text, email, calls, in person. So this is the priority. The priority, the quickest way to communicate with the club is by text, then emails, calls, and then in person. How the club executive committee resolve differences of opinion. For example, if I have a conflict with my president, we might establish a rule that we're not going to, let's say, leave a conflictual situation develop among just 2 people. Therefore, I will never approach Julie Murphy, which is my club president, to talk to her an issue that I have with her. But I will always have Junaidi Chen as our Sergeant at Arms to be present, right? So then conflict is resolved in the presence of at least, 2 other or 1 other officer. And then how will the executive committee be held accountable for its responsibilities? The easiest thing, the club president can ask reports from everybody, either via email reports, let's say, email reports, exec meetings. So when you meet monthly, the president is entitled to ask you, hey, Mr. David Moore, as Vice President of Education, could you please provide a report on your, progress towards the goals in the DCP? So you save all this, you just type them in, everything, and then you save. And also over here at the members engagement, you can kind of take a snapshot of the current situation. When was the last time your club conducted the moments of truth? You can put never, if it never happened, or you can put we did it in 2019, and then you answer these questions. And again, it's a group answer. Scale of 1 to 5, how beneficial was conducting moments of truth? Again, if it happened. How motivated are the members to attend club meetings? How motivated are the members to sign up for meeting goals? You can answer these questions because there's collective knowledge among the club officers, right? And then you go on and you answer all the questions over here. So for the moment being, I'm gonna save and close. So it saves the progress. I push the save and close button, and I can move to the next section. But I don't want to spend that much time on planning process and contributions, but I would like to go straight into education, membership, and training is going to take a minute, and then the action item list. So let's go into education, because education is the most important component of the club success plan. It carries 6 of the 10 goals. So we click over here, either start or edit if you visited that. So over here, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Pay attention to the screen. You have a list of all your members, and they have like a check mark with grade that is not editable, the levels that they have accomplished so far. So I'm looking in Smedley chapter 1, right? And I know that level 1, goal 1, is having 4 members achieve level 1. So then what's the vice president education role? Let's identify who doesn't have a level 1. So in our club, Chris Jensen doesn't have a level 1, Douglas Breaker in the engaging humor, Esteban Martinez, Jerry Walsh, Jolie Murphy in visionary communication. So already 5 people that don't have a level 1. So right now in Smedley chapter 1, there are 5 members, existing members, that don't have a level 1. How about the vice president education reaches out to these 5 members and say, could you please commit to complete your level 1 this year? And all of them says yes. Then what we do over here is we just come and select, and you're going to see there is a check mark with blue, right? So we select all 5 that do not have the level 1. So over here, you see on the right side is that if we complete and deliver 5 of 4, the club will achieve goal number 1. And then we ask the same question. Who in our club doesn't have a level 2 completed yet? And you scroll through the list of members and you identify your people. So over here, we can see Alex Huang doesn't have a level 2. Again, Dharma, David, Douglas, and Esteban, obviously. And then you can approach the ones that you have said, will you give a level 1? The vice president of education can say, hey, Mr. Douglas, would you commit to giving a level 1 and a level 2 this Toastmasters year? And Douglas, because he likes to schedule speeches, says, yeah, sure, I can commit 2 levels, a level 1 and a level 2. So I'm clicking on Douglas, and Esteban is going to say the same, and David is going to give a level 2, and then let's say Dharma is going to give a level 2. What I have just done is complete the first 3 goals. Level 1 is 4, goal 1 is 4 level 1s, goal 2 and goal 3, 2 level 2s each. And then you can look again, you see where I'm going with this. You look through the list of progress in the educational status of the club, and you identify the members. Now, the suggestion is to overplan. If you need just 1 level 4, ask that commitment from 3 members, from 2 members. Don't just go with bare minimum. So you do that and select over here a level 3, and Patricia is going to give a level 3, and Mark Laverne is going to give a level 3, and all of a sudden we see that we have covered the 6 goals. It took us so little time to identify who are the potential members that can provide those educational achievements. And again, you can package it in a way. For example, we have this new member, Esteban Martinez, brand new Toastmaster, never belonged to Toastmasters. And the vice president education approaches Esteban and says, you are a new member. And one of the things that we do in Toastmasters is we get to celebrate your success. A way of having success is becoming competent by achieving levels in Pathways. Let me sit down with you, explain how Pathways works. And the vice president of education, or the mentor of Esteban, persuades Esteban into saying, oh, wow, I see myself succeeding. I want to be recognized by the club. So therefore, I promise I will deliver 2 levels. That's 6 speeches probably, or in presentation mastery, probably it's a little bit more than 6 speeches. So then the vice president of education can sit down with all these members and says, based on your goal of achieving these levels, let's schedule your speeches. So over here, Patricia, you need to give a level 5. How many speeches do you have left of your level 5? And Patricia says, well, I just have to complete the project for level 5 and then give my speech about the project, which is a 5 to 7 minutes, and then eventually reflecting on my path. So we know Patricia needs 2 spots. The vice president of education goes and schedules. Is it January? Okay. Can you do it by January? Okay, good. Let's put it on January or December. And then you have already start to fill out your speaking schedules. But it's as simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. Just look at where people are, reach out to them, tell them we need to have goals for this Toastmasters year. And of course, don't have Chris Jensen provide 5 goals this year. That's if, but what you can do, what I do in my club, I tell the members in my club, for example, a personal goal that I have is every year I need to have the Triple Crown, not for the Triple Crown sake, but I want to, that's my level. I want to achieve 3 levels per year so that I can be a Triple Crown. That has been the case for quite some years for me. So if you want to encourage them with the Triple Crown, you can go on and say, hey, would you like to be a Triple Crown? That means 3 levels. And then they say, oh man, that pin is so beautiful. I want one of those. Well, guess what, Chris? Submit level 1, level 2, and level 3, and you'll get one of those 3 pins, and you will be recognized at the district conference, and we're going to champion you, and we're going to recognize you. But you get the whole idea of how easy and how beautiful it is, and you have everything in just one page. And then over here, for example, if, let's say, Julie Murphy will submit a Distinguished Toastmasters award. Maybe you have those people in your club, and they say, hey, you know, I just need to complete this project, and I will submit my DTM. Very good. That counts as well for level 5 and 6, because it's a level 4 path completion or DTM award. So you can select your members from over here. Again, over here, you can go on strategies and tactics, and everything that I just said, you can put it in writing over here. People that have set goals, schedule speeches. Then you answer, what obstacles keep the members from completing projects? Well, they don't have time to prepare this and that. And you can go in and add action items over here. You can add action items, but we'll go to them in a little bit. Ooh. I need to return. Do you have any questions so far? Is it easy? Is it complicated? Let me hear. Unmute yourself. I see Dinah is very excited about it. So again, I'm going to Club Success Plan. So in Club Central, you go to Club Success Plan. And then, you know, membership. Again, you start this section of the Club Success Plan. And then it's going to ask you some questions. You know, membership goal by June 30th. If I were in your club, if your club has under 20 members, then my suggested goal for your club, if it has under 20 members, it doesn't matter if it has 8, 20, 12, or 18, it will be a minimum of 20. That's the bare minimum. So if you belong to a club that has less than 20 members, your goal should be at least 20 members by the end of the year. So let's put over here, well, Smedley Chapter 1 has, you know, over 20, but let's put, because we want to be Smedley Distinguished, let's put 25, right? So we want to have 25 members. And then you answer the questions. What is your club's plan to motivate its current members to renew? The VPM can reach out to them individually. The mentors can reach out individually and have that commitment. See if their needs are met. And then just put everything into words. Again, not a lot of words because you have 500 characters. And then what's your club's plan to gain new members? You know, we're going to plan a few events. We're going to do some outreach. We're going to do some social media. You can put all this into here. And over here, you see, because I've already added an action item that I assigned it to me. We're going to go to that in a little bit. But that's the membership. You set a goal. How many members do we want by the end of the year? And then you break it down and say, okay, in July, we're going to add 1 member. We're going to add 1 member per month, you know, if you want to do that. Then training. This is what you're doing today, attending training. Very important. It's one of the goals. That minimum four officers need to be trained. So over here, the president, Julie Murphy, was she trained? Yes, she was. Then vice president education, vice president membership, PR. I haven't seen the PR. Myself as the treasurer, and I've seen the sergeant at arms and the secretary. I think it was here as well, right? So all of a sudden, because 6 of the 7 officers have already attended training in my club in Smedley Chapter 1, we have completed half of the goal. And then November to February, we commit that all of us will attend training. But we will cross this off when time comes. So just to confirm. But the plan is that, or actually, you know, we can do it right now. And then, what are the strategies and tactics? Just be aware of the Founders District LACE training days, day 1 and day 2. If you want to truly empower your club officers, have them put their hand up to be a trainer, have them put their hand up to be a club monitor, a tech master, be involved in some sort in the club officer training. And again, if you have any actions to add, you can do that, but otherwise you save and close. And by clicking everybody that has gotten training and everybody that will need to get training, like what you're planning. Yes, David.
Yeah, real quick on that training, because it is a little bit confusing the way it does this, in that it puts a check mark and there's a circle. But what I'm thinking is it's actually indicating these you think are the officers that are going to attend training. And then I'm assuming Toastmasters matches that up. And when they see, yes, they actually did, then it turns that little circle with a check mark. It makes it darker. I wish there was a better way of doing that. It's showing that you've planned to do that. And then when it turns darker, it shows you actually did that.
Correct. So this is the plan. This is not the actual happening. Yes, that's right. So my context that, you know, the Vice President Public Relations was not here, that didn't mean that it's not gonna, he's not planning to attending training. Thank you very much for the observation, David. I caught it as I was progressing through the thing. But the Smedley Chapter 1 plans that it will have all 7 officers trained in the summer and in the winter. And you're going to see where that becomes important in a little bit, right? So you save and continue. You've done that part of the planning. And then let's see what else is over here. Administration. Administration is, oh, there are some messages. Smedley plans to give. Yes, that's right, Madam President. Smedley Chapter 1. Oh, so she's over here in the room and she's seeing how I'm messing up the club success plan. God forbid. I hope they're not going to kick me out. But over here in the administration, you know, probably some because administration is super easy. Members renewal dues. Again, you select the members. Officer list. Members you renew all those. Decide who will be responsible for submitting the following 2 items to the World Headquarters on time. Membership dues renewal. Well, that will be me, because that's you know, I'm treasurer, so I'm gonna press on members, pay your dues, and then the officers list. Who's, help me again, who's the secretary right now? I was confused a little bit about that. Julie?
I love everybody, and so I don't.
Okay, good. So Julie as the president here.
Yeah, just put me for now.
All here that Julie commits that she will be the one submitting the club officer list to Toastmasters International next year when we will be electing new officers. So I can even say, Julie took an oath in front of how many people? We are 40 people. 40 people. So you can keep Julie accountable for that. I'm joking, but
sweat it out.
Yeah. but that's how you do it. You know, you just assign people responsibility, and then when the time comes, Julie as president can come up to me and hold me accountable in front of all the other club officers and says, hey, you said that you will make sure that everybody renewed. What have you done? You know, what's the status? Give me a report. Because, you know, that's how presidents can lead. And then again, we can start this process as well. Planning process contributors. Where's that page? Before, let's go into this very quick and then into action items, and we'll be done in probably 10 minutes. Planning process contributors. This selection is the list, the members who participated in the creation of Club Success Plan. So you select over here that it was Dharma, your notes, Jerry, Julie. We're gonna leave, no, Chris was as well, because he promised that he's gonna give a level 1 and level 2. Junaidi, and then let's say Esteban, Mark Laverne, and then Simone Nash, right? And you save and close. So these people have been actively developing the plan, right? Because we had meetings, we talked to them, etc. And you see where it's important, because I don't see the button, because it's not fully completed right now, because we haven't, like, this is 40% completed, this is 100% completed. So until you complete it,
Your notes down at the very
Thanks.
bottom, it's grayed out right now because we haven't completed it, but that looks like where you submit it.
yeah, I spoke about that, but there is a section that makes all the people that have contributed put their digital signature. So when you are
Oh.
ready to submit, everybody that has
Oh.
contributed, they're gonna need to sign digitally, but everybody will get an email, and you say, hey, please review the club success plan. You have contributed, you have promised you're gonna deliver this, please put your signature. And that's another, like, I don't want to disappoint my president. If I make a commitment, then Julie must be convinced I will be delivering on the promise. And it's, in looking at the club success plan and how interactive it can be, it's such a beautiful way to strengthen the membership relationships. When again, you don't ask, and that's one of our problems in Toastmasters, we ask so much from so few people. Don't go to a member and say, give us 5 levels this year, but instead go to 5 members and say, give us 1 level each this year. Next year, we're going to ask for more. Or again, just commit to 1 level. If you want to do 2, that's totally fine. But at least for the plan's sake, let's all come together and contribute to this success plan. Why? Because what happens if Ionuț promises 4 levels this year, and then, something happens with him, he has a fight with Gennady, and he doesn't want to come to the club anymore. Then the club all of a sudden, depends on Ionuț a little bit too much. So no, disperse the risk. Give everybody the chance to contribute. Let them own the success that you will be achieving in your club, right? And then over here, the last part is the action item list. So for example, if you want to, I've added, this is my personal commitment. Whenever I join a Toastmasters club, one of the first things is I reach to the president or the vice president of education, and I let them know, this Toastmasters year, I promise to give such and such level, and I promise to do this for the club. That's my way of contributing to the club. And that's why I said it, we heard in the introduction, that I have never been a part of a club that was not distinguished. All my clubs have been presidents distinguished, but one, we were just select distinguished. I think we were missing probably an educational achievement or something. But all the clubs that I've belonged to in my entire experience have been more than distinguished, and that's in part because I said I cannot afford my name to be on their membership list and I do nothing for the club's success. Like when I join a club, it is I feel like my duty of contributing to the club's success. So that's why that's my philosophy, right? But over here, let's add an action item list. So you go over here, you add an action item, and then you see for which of the objectives is this action item. So let's say contributing members, membership. So I put it in, let's put it under membership, qualifying requirement, membership strategies and tactics. And over here, the action item, the name, let's say 2 members by August 31st. That's the name of the action. And then who's the owner of that action? Well, it's me. When does it start? Well, it starts today. And when does it end? Well, it ends August 31st. And then resources, what do I need? Well, I need access to Facebook groups on social media, because I'm gonna reach out to social media. Business cards for the club. Let's say just these 2 resources. And over here, I can put the narrative. I will make 10 posts on Santa Ana community groups, inviting them to the meeting. Then with the business cards, I will go to 10 businesses within 2 miles of meeting location and drop flyers and business cards. This is my plan, right? 2 members by August 31st because of me. On the membership application, the sponsor is going to say my name. I save and submit. What does it happen on August, the last Tuesday of the August, when we have our executive committee meeting? Julie Murphy will be coming over here and she will be seeing that this is due in the next 10 days. She's going to click on it and she's going to ask me, Yunus, have you brought the 2 new members you said you would? Have you at least done what you have said you will do? Let me click on it. Yeah, over here. Let me click on this. I don't know why that doesn't click. Toastmasters website loading. That was the issue. So again, I'm going to the action. I'm clicking on it. It will open. Hopefully. Okay, reach out to presidents. I think this is what. Oh yeah, this is the Smedley bank account, right? This is another goal because as treasurer, I need to move the bank account to the new president, the new treasurer, etc. So let's say I've done that. I went with Julie at the bank. You know, the bank account shows her name, my name, signature. We have the card. We have control over the funds. I can just come over here and click completed, and then update. And that's how you will be keeping track of everything you have that you have planned. And again, you don't only have a plan, a strategic plan, but you also have the action item list. At this point, this covers the ballpark, the big part of the club success plan. Any questions?